All rise. Davidson County Juvenile Court, Judge Shelley Callaway presiding.
You all may be seated. All right, we are back on the matter of Sinai Guider versus Lydia Hubble. On behalf of the child, Abigail Delora Hubble. I think this morning we are ready to start with the telephonic testimony out of order. I think there was an agreement that we would do that at front.
Dr. Berryman was planning to testify first thing this morning as well, telephonically, and, so I would like to try to call her first. I don't anticipate her testimony will be long at all, but when I had talked to her, planning my witnesses out, that's what she and I had talked about.
Well, she didn't tell us that 2 days ago, and we had this specific discussion. Our witness is in California, and we've specially arranged to get her on the telephone. She didn't, Ms. Rice didn't say this 2 days ago, so.
Well, Your Honor, respectfully, again, it's not my fault that they didn't know that they weren't the plaintiff. I had my witnesses in order, ready to go. I've already tried to be accommodating by letting all the school witnesses go first. I'm trying to be accommodating with them, but Dr. Berryman.
Let me ask you, do you know when Dr. Berryman's availability is? I know we did talk about scheduling this.
I don't. When I had talked to her, she said she was available this morning. I didn't realize Carrie was going to be first thing. When they talked, they said that they could get her on today. I didn't realize it was going to be a first thing.
And how long is this witness going to be?
I don't think she should take that long. We have her records. We're going to submit her records. We just need to ask her a few specific points about them, and then we'll submit those records verbatim. I've got certified copies of them, so.
I'm going to go ahead and let them call her, and then we'll call Dr. Berryman right after that.
And then also, there's another witness that I have here, Tracy Rose with Camelot. She actually appeared in court, has already appeared in court to testify before and wasn't able to because Ms. Rice and her client didn't show up for that hearing when they were trying to, on their motion. So we've had a lot of difficulty scheduling with her. There's going to be some changes in her career and calendar, and her testimony isn't very long. She has appointments set for this afternoon. She's doing a presentation.
Unfortunately, because I know I said the telephone, and if we're going to get Dr. Berryman on the phone, I promised the school personnel that's coming as soon as she gets here that we would take her up next.
Okay, so then we need to call that witness in and talk to her about scheduling and stuff, because I don't want her just sitting in the hallway all day, and she's got appointments at 1, so.
I have no objection to her coming back on the 16th, and then it'll be as they're presenting their case. That's fine with me.
Let me just let's call the lady first, and then we'll bring her in and let her know. What's the number?
What's that number? Would you write that number down, please? It's right there. Oh, I'm sorry.
What's her name, man?
No, we're going to do the telephone one first.
615. You can sit right here.
499-3975.
Yes, sir. Kerry, Kerry, Loy, Loy.
And I'm sorry, we have someone additional in the courtroom. And you are?
I'm Rosemary Lewis.
Rosemary Lewis, and your relationship on the case?
I am a friend, Lydia, a long time friend.
Okay, Rosemary Lewis.
And
Is there
may
any
I-
objection for her remaining in the courtroom? Okay.
And may I
You're not,
step
she's not
up?
testifying?
No.
Okay.
May I step up? So
You messed up, man?
And Your Honor, I've already, I did page numbering and provided those already to counsel. I think it's going to be easiest if I go ahead and submit to you the certified copy of the records. And did you guys print your records off?
I did.
The numbers, did you print yours off? Okay, good. Because I have one extra copy, it's only 500.
If we could, Your Honor, there was exhibit number 1 that was supposed to be disseminated out. If we could have that.
499-3975.
It's all right?
Her husband, yeah. She got married, it's her last name. Lloyd, she just got married.
Okay, so that's what.
Because of restricted voicemail.
So we'll go ahead and tender those as the next exhibit.
Any objection?
And that, no,
Okay.
Number 8.
yes, that was me.
Does she have your cell phone number?
Should we text her and tell her to call us?
All right, we'll try one more time. Now we're gonna move to Dr. Barry.
Okay, that'll be fine.
All right, let's go ahead and do Dr. Barry now.
Okay.
I think her cell phone is probably going to be the easiest way to reach her. It's 615 957 6386.
6386.
Yes,
Name us who?
Dr. Berryman. And Your Honor, I apologize for my accessory this morning. I pulled my neck, so it's an icy cut.
I see you moving awfully.
Yeah.
And let me also say for the record, I noticed we have Ms. Rosemary Lewis in the courtroom. For the record, we also have Ms. Sarah Reese Digby, who is the attorney for the father, Mr. Sinine Guider. We have Ms. Patty Regularly, who is the attorney for the mother, Ms. Lydia Hubble. We also have Ms. Charlene Mack, who is the guardian ad litem.
Nobody wants to talk to us.
Can I call Miss Rose?
Let's try her again. Let me try Dr. Berry one more time.
They probably have the court's phone number programmed in. They don't answer. Sheila, go away. They don't answer.
Dr. Berry, this is Officer Christian, courtroom B, time about 9:20 Friday, May the 12th. I guess we have to contact. No answer, man.
All right.
Officer, would you hand me that recorder if you don't mind, please? I would ask them to go ahead and call Miss Rose if I could.
All right. Any objection for calling this?
I would object, Your Honor, just in the fact that I would like to present my witnesses in order before they present their witnesses, but it's up
I
to the
guess
court.
theoretically, we don't have any witnesses right now.
Well, I have my client here,
So other than calling out an order,
but no,
how does it prejudice you in any way?
it's up to the court, Your Honor.
All right. Go ahead. Let's call Ms. Rose in.
Ms. Rose? swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, you have to God.
I do. Can you state your name for the record, please, ma'am?
Tracy Rose.
Ms. Rose, you are employed by Camelot, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
And you provide services as a visitation supervisor?
I do.
All right, before you walked in the door this morning, I handed you a copy of what I had previously been provided as your records from Camelot. Have you had the opportunity to look at those?
Yes, I have.
And do those appear to be true and accurate copies of your records from Camelot?
They are accurate, yes.
Okay, I'm going to, so, go and mark out this exhibit. No, I'm going to tender her records from Camelot as the next exhibit, please, and I have a copy for council.
All right, any objection?
Is this exhibit 8?
Nine.
Or did we ever admit the other exhibit since she wasn't?
We must, oh, it's the certified records.
Okay, so this is 9?
Yeah, that'll be exhibit number 9.
I think it's first one.
All right, and Ms. Rose, I would like for you to, first of all, just tell me when you first, and you're welcome to refer to your notes, when you first became involved in the case in which you were to do some supervision for Abigail DeLaura Geiger.
September 2016.
Okay, and how did you become involved?
I came involved after Judy Mullins because they took Judy off the case because according to my supervisor, she had said that she was not monitoring her properly based on DCS saying that there were things that she wasn't supposed to talk about. But in Judy's defense, she did not know that because it was not directed in our notes.
Okay. Okay, so you were brought onto the case because of a management decision to shift who was doing it.
Right,
The property.
right.
All right, so when you came into the case, to the best of your recollection, did they provide you anything coming into the case such as the actual court order to review?
No, they do not.
Okay. All right, so you had some, so in that transition, as far as going into this case and you working the case, who do you get most of your information from? Does it come from Ms. Mullins or does it come from Ms. Stevenson?
Miss Stevenson and sometimes Miss Mullins because I want to refer back to what's going on in the case, before I go in.
Okay.
And she was the one working with them, so therefore she knows more.
Okay. And then, do you actually have access to Ms. Mullins' records from her prior visits if you want to go look at them?
I would if I wanted to go look at them, but after talking to her, I didn't feel the need to have to do that.
Okay. All right, and in your discussions with Ms. Mullins, when you came into this case, was there any, and not saying what she said, but was there any communication that you received from Ms. Mullins that put you on guard regarding this case?
Just on guard about what we were not supposed to talk, or she was not supposed to talk about according to our company, and through DCS.
Okay. All right, so you also received information from DCS?
I did talk to DCS. I do recall talking to them, and they said this is what you're not allowed to talk about.
Okay.
Or she's not allowed to talk about it. I apologize.
Okay, would that have been Leanne Clark, or do you
Yes.
recall? It was?
I believe so.
Okay. So you would have had those conversations sometime right before you actually did a visit?
Not necessarily right before I did a visit, maybe just talked to her once after I got the case to make sure it was correct.
Okay. So you talked to Ms. Stevenson, you talked to Ms. Mullins, you talked to Leanne Clark,
Right.
right? Okay, so, but you did not actually receive a copy of a court order to review, is that correct?
No, I did not.
All right, let's go, and you can use your notes to refresh your recollection. What did you do when you became involved in the case?
The first thing I did was I tried to contact the father to set up a visit because I always called the person who has the child, whether it's the foster parent, I always call them first because they're the ones with the child and I want to make sure what their schedule is before I even contact the parent and get them excited about seeing their child, what day. So that's what I did was I contacted him first.
All right, now, other than just scheduling time, did he give you other information that you documented here in your notes?
Yes, it is documented here in my notes, what was said during the conversation.
All right, can you just read that into real quick?
Counselor contacted Mr. Gadir, and he stated he wanted a licensed therapist in their office to do the visits. He went on to say that no one can stop the mother from talking about school or other things she is not supposed to talk about. Counselor explained that if counselor would end the visit if she talked about anything inappropriate. Mr. Gadir said he wanted to wait to do a visit because he needed to talk to his lawyer.
Okay, now, when he said, school or other things she's not supposed to talk about, did he give you any other specific information at that time as to what he believes she wasn't supposed to talk about?
No, it was a very just basic conversation that he,
Okay.
yeah.
And when you said to him, or as you put in your notes about if mom talked about anything inappropriate, just kind of in your mind at that time, if you can, take yourself back to that time, if you can just kind of process sort of what you thought the inappropriate would encompass.
At that time, I did not know because I didn't understand the reasoning for not talking about school and that because I haven't been educated on what exactly all that was about.
Okay. All right, so you made your first contact, and when you contacted him September 23rd, 2016, was it your intent during that contact to actually get some dates from him to be able to get the visitation set up?
Yeah, I was trying to get the first time we could actually do a visit. You know, what was good for he and Delora as far as her schedule.
All right, and then you'll need to flip, it looks like you have no entry on the next couple of pages. So if you go to the next note, it appears your next entry is October 20th. Is that right?
That is correct, because we did not do any visits in September based on what had happened in that conversation.
When you say what had happened in the conversation, you mean your conversation with Mr. Gadir?
Yes, I wanted to, I mean, I can't force the parent to do it, so I have to write in my notes what's going on and let somebody else take care of what's going on.
Okay. Do you also have to get notice, at least during this particular time, you have to get notice from DCS that you've been funded for the next month? Is that correct as well?
Yes, we have to receive authorizations through them, and even if DCS has them right in front of them, they have to go through certain channels to get to our company, because our company has to give them to us.
Okay. All right, and I don't see that documented anywhere in the Family Preservation Services note, so they're not really documented in here when you actually get notice that you get your funding, right?
No, they're not.
Okay. All right, so October the 20th, what happened on 10/20?
Well, as I put here, Mr. Gadir told counselor that Abigail is doing much better now that she is not visiting with her mother. Mr. Gadir stated that he had spoke to DCS about this the day before, and his lawyer filing a motion to stop visitation. Mr. Gadir said there would be no visitation because it is in the best interest of the child.
Okay, now, I know you're not in the role of the lawyer or anything here, so when you get information with that, kind of just in your role as a visitation supervisor, how do you process that? What do you do with that information?
Just based on my last several years of doing this, I just document it, let DCS know, and let them go from there because I have no control over this.
Okay, all right, now you say DCS, did you let Ms. Clark know?
I sent the notes in.
Okay.
And then I may have called her. I don't recall any of that. I may have sent an email. I don't recall unless I see it.
Okay, when you put your notes in, these notes that you have here, are these actually created in an electronic system?
Yes. They're on the computer, and then we send them in to I send it to DCS and copy my supervisor on them.
Okay, so when you make the entry, so when you made this entry, and I'm assuming you make them pretty contemporaneous, right?
Right,
So-
but what you're saying is when I do the entry, that doesn't mean it goes in that day. Does that make any sense?
Sure.
We send them once, the first of the week. We try to by Monday of every week. So DCS will be up to date on what's going on that week.
Okay, so within 5 to 7 days?
Right, exactly.
All right. So do you have any recollection after October 20th? Well, let me back up a little bit. Between September 23rd and October 20th, since we don't see any other notes, actually there is an email back here we're going to get to, but other than the emails that we have attached, do you have any other recollection of any communication you had between September 23rd and October 20th?
I do not recall.
All right, let's go ahead and look towards the back of this. There is your email communication, and there's an email. We'll turn it to it looks like this.
Show me again. Okay. Okay, I got it.
And it looks like here, there is an email on September the 27th.
Okay, yes, I see that.
And that was emailed from you to DCS, correct?
Correct.
All right, so what was your, that's pretty much the same thing that was in your entry in your notes, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so that shows that you were letting DCS and Latasha Stevenson specifically know about the information that you had received.
Objection leading.
Is that correct?
I'll sustain that.
Okay. And what was the purpose of that email?
The purpose was to make sure that I was covering myself as well, because these visits were not happening. Even though I put it in my notes, I wanted to send an email as well, just so I could make sure DCS saw this and make, because sometimes they don't get to their notes exactly when you send them, and in their defense, they're very busy. So I wanted to make sure she got this.
And you did get a response from Ms. Clark, correct?
I did.
Okay. All right, so let's go back to your notes. We talked about October 20th. And then on the email chain, it appears that on the next to the last page, there is, an email chain starts at the bottom, October the 21st.
Mhm.
And actually starts on that very back page where you say, Lee, I spoke to Mr. Giddier, correct?
Mhm.
And again, that appears to be an entry similar to
Objection
what-
leading.
It's just preliminary, Your Honor. I'm not
Sustain.
asking her for the truth of the matter.
I'll sustain still.
And what was the purpose of that entry?
Just to document what was talked about between me and Mr. Gudere about Delora.
Okay. And is that similar to what you put in your notes?
I believe so. I'd have to look back, but I'm sure it is.
All right, and then you got a response from Ms. Stevenson. It looks like just a couple hours later,
Mhm.
right?
It is.
And then you again communicated with Ms. Stevenson at, it looks like 5:56 PM going up the email chain there, is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. And then above that is your email then to Ms. Hubble, forwarding her that communication, is that correct?
Yes, I wanted permission from my supervisor before I sent something to one of our clients, to make sure I was doing the right thing.
All right, now, did you schedule any visits for October?
Let me look back. No, we did not, because of the statement that had been made by Mr. Gudere and my correspondence with DCS.
All right, then let's go to the next entry, which appears to be your November entries, is that right?
That is correct.
And tell me what you did in November.
Looks like we had one. Looks like we had one visit. We didn't have any more than one visit, if that's what's documented. And I believe that was when I asked Ms. Stevenson to do the next visit.
I'm sorry, do you have your notes there from the November visit?
I do.
And that visit occurred on what day?
The 26th of November.
All right, and tell me about that visit. Where did you meet or where did you go?
We went to the library downtown, the downtown library.
Okay. And what were your observations? We'll let the notes speak for themselves, but what were your observations about Delora and her interaction with her mother?
Delora, when we first started the visits, I'll just go ahead and say this, she was kind of quiet, and once they progressed, she got more open and talking to her mother, and the visits were going better once they started progressing a little bit.
Now, didn't you have a meeting in the Camelot office? Because when you read that note, it says synopsis
Objection
in the
leading.
front lobby of the Camelot.
Oh, I'm sorry, this is the one in the Camelot office, you're right, I apologize. I was looking at the thing, thinking it was the library. Yes, this is our first visit in the, see, I'm having to go back in time. We did do a visit in Camelot, and then we ended up moving the visits to the library.
Okay. All right. So at the Camelot office, what did Mr. Gudere do?
He stayed in the front lobby.
All right, now, was that unusual?
I have had that happen with other clients before.
Okay, now, did you notice anything with Delara related to her interactions with her father?
I do not recall any unusual interactions at that time, no.
Okay. Now, did you have any issues with separation? Was Delara able to separate from her father to go to her mother?
She was a little clingy at first, like I said, like the visits, that's what I recall. The visits, you know, she was a little clingy to her father, but after time went on, she went more towards her mother.
Okay. Actually, I noticed those notes changed at the end. I've got some additional notes here for you to look at. And these notes were actually previously provided to council too. I want you to look at, okay, I'm handing you a copy of signed notes that were previously provided to council. This is November to January 2017
When you're saying previously provided to council,
on the February.
but that wasn't for the trial.
Well, I know, but you have them, so.
But I don't have them with me right now.
I have a copy.
Are we entering them as an exhibit for today?
Can we review them? I don't have a copy of them
Well,
either.
all right, this is- you've seen them already, I'm gonna send them to you.
Yeah, I'd like to have an opportunity to review them. Do y'all need a minute, or can y'all
Yeah.
review them while
Yeah, I
she's,
need a minute.
I need to step out for a minute?
Sure.
Can I get a copy as well?
Remain seated. What's in recess?